Hey, I'm Chris from Southern Hunt and Fish. I'm out here in the woods making a video here today for y'all to check out. It's kind of slow. It's a little bit warmer today, and the deer aren't really moving the way they have been. Too bad it ain't turkey season because 6 or 8 of them walked by a little while ago. Anyway, I wanted to share with y'all. I keep trying to make a good video of this new climber I got so you guys can check it out. But I got a climber 2-3 weeks ago from buckhorn.outdoorproducts.com. Name of the climber is the higher level climber, and it's unique in the sense that there are hand cranks on the bottom section and the top section, which I'll show you right now. And these hand cranks, you can dial, turn the cranks, and you can either let the cable out or you can draw it in. So if you're coming up, climbing your tree, or if you're going down your tree and the trunk changes the width, you can turn that crank and it'll help you adjust to 6 inches of tree width. And if you need more than that, you can always let the cable out at the bottom of the tree, like a traditional climber, of course. But this thing is phenomenal. It's really, honestly, it's the best climber I've ever used. And I've used those Summits extensively for the last couple of years. I got a couple Summit Goliaths out in the woods here and different places, and I actually got rid of a Summit Viper this past year because although it was small, it hunted small. And what I mean by that is when I was in the Summit Viper, the rails, because you sit down low between the rails, I always had problems with my gear banging up against the metal, harness, or just the fact that it was so compact and uncomfortable to hunt out of, particularly in the wintertime. I did not like that stand. But this one is really small and compact, like the Summit Viper, maybe a little bit smaller in terms of when you're packing it. I did notice that on the way into the woods here last week, maybe 10 days ago, one of my deer cameras got a picture of me coming in, and when I was reviewing the pictures later on looking at the deer, I noticed that you couldn't even tell that I had the climber on my back, which is saying quite a bit. You're so agile when you're walking through the woods while you're toting this stand. And although it's small on your back and it totes small, when you're hunting out of it, it hunts really big. And I tell you why, is the seat on this thing is on top of the stand, mounted over the rails. So it really hunts like an open front climber, even better, even bigger, really, because you are on top of these rails. You got all the room in the world, your elbows, your arms, nothing's, even when you're sitting down, nothing's touching any metal. I have yet to bang into anything and make any metal on metal contact. Really great stand. But I'll show you that seat. The seat's about 2 inches thick, and you can mount it near the back of the stand like you traditionally sit, or you can mount this seat in the front part of the rail and face the tree. But here's that cushion right here. You can see it's real thick, very, very comfortable. There's some great foam inside of this thing. Another feature that I really like is that this stand comes standard with stabilizer straps. You can see here's the slack end of the one of the stabilizer straps here on this side of it, and you can see I'll wipe deer pee on that thing and use it as a scent wick and just let it blow in the wind here. But it's got really strong alligator clips right here. Hopefully y'all can see this thing that secure this strap, and what it does is it runs from the bottom of the top rail and then it runs to the top of the bottom platform in the back there. And it's very, very secure. If you bump into your stand or drop something, you go to reach for it, there's a real good chance on a traditional stand that you may bump into the top section and it'll just get away from you. And you may go over the edge with it. Really, if you're not using stabilizer straps on your stand, it's basically like not wearing a harness, or not wearing a seatbelt, or not wearing a helmet if you're riding dirt bikes. And I promise you, these stabilizer straps have saved people's lives. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, the stand comes standard with these real high quality stabilizer straps, which again will just absolutely save your life. Can't talk enough about them or say enough good things about them. Again, it has the crank that you can adjust the level of the stand as you're climbing up or going down. It also has, if you can see down here, I'm standing on it right now, but if you can see, the foot straps are great. You lift them up, you slide your foot underneath, and then you can climb up or down with them, and it works every bit as well as the Summit system does with their stirrups. But the Summit system, for example, those stirrups stick out probably 4 inches into your stand, taking up valuable real estate that you really need to utilize while you're hunting. I don't think I've ever hunted out of any of my Summit stands without bumping into those things at one point or another. And, you can use that real estate better if your stand is set up with this type of a strap. Another thing is, and y'all won't be able to see them real good, but there are down here, you can see that there are some very high quality padded backpack harness straps. A lot of guys, they'll spend $300 on a Summit Viper, and the first thing they want to do is replace those the backpack straps that come with those things, because they hurt your back, they're uncomfortable. These things are very, very soft, real high quality. I would recommend that you buy these things instead of the Molly straps, which are noisy and expensive. Even if you're going to put it on a different stand, these are great straps to use. Very, very comfortable. And I have no complaints about them whatsoever. And I've climbed all around my property here with these, with this climber, and have just no complaints at all. The welds on this stand are top notch. You can see, maybe you can see in here, but the welds are really just a thing of beauty. If you're a welder, you'll appreciate it. If you're not a welder, you may not appreciate it. Another thing is, I noticed it in my Summit Goliath or the Summit Viper that I had, that the teeth on the climber really are just hell on trees, particularly soft trees like pine trees and that kind of thing. And in fact, I've got a tree that I believe I have killed at this stand that we call Heaven's Door. And it is, I don't know if we'll be able to use the stand in the future, but it's just, we've tore it up so bad with the teeth on those Summit stands. Anyway, having said that, this higher level stand has 2 rows of these flat teeth, and you may look at those teeth and think, well, hell, that thing can't even, that thing's not going to grip the tree, and it just couldn't be further from the truth. There's 2 layers of them instead of, hopefully y'all can see that, instead of just 1 layer. Now these teeth, because there's 2 layers of it, it actually grips the tree better, I think, than a traditional climber does. And because the teeth are flat like this, it doesn't damage the cambium layer of the tree that you're climbing on. So you should be able to go up and down these trees without killing them. But the stand, it's a phenomenal stand. The cables that you would utilize are very well made, well thought out, quiet, super fast to use, a lot faster and quieter than the Summit stands. I know if you have a Summit, a Summit stand, you know what I'm talking about. Because in the morning, if you've ever gotten on one of those things and tried to adjust the cable, let some in or take it out, it just makes a whole lot of metal on metal racket. And usually in those cold mornings, that sound will travel so far through the woods, it just makes me cringe every time I make an adjustment on them. But this stand, it's a phenomenal stand. Honestly, I think I've hunted out of, since I bought this stand, I may have hunted out of my other stands one time for sure, possibly two times. And I love this stand so much that I've used it almost exclusively since I got it. And another thing is that I never carry a stand with me in the woods and hunt somewhere unfamiliar, but I have done that with this stand because it is so agile to carry, to tote through the woods. And but just, it's a phenomenal stand. I know as soon as I quit filming, I'm going to think of some features that of the stand that I haven't mentioned. But the stand is $375. And it is, I promise you, if you buy the stand, you won't hunt out anything else. It's with all the features, the stabilizer straps, the backpack straps, not to mention the ability to level your stand on the way up and down the tree. It's a bargain. If he charged another $100 for the stand, it's still a bargain. Well made, safe, fantastic stand. But anyway, check them out at buckhornoutdoorproducts.com. And the name of this particular stand, is Higher Level Stand. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. And if you think that it's useful, I hope you'll subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I hope you'll share this video on social media. And come and join us on our Facebook page at Southern Hunt and Fish. And we'd love to see you and see your posts and your activities out in the woods. And as always, God bless all of you, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.